Welcome back to Let's Play .hack GU, and oh look who's in our party already. Because I completely didn't intend to use them for what we're doing next, we still have a couple more quests to do. And that guy was a fan of pie. Hi there. I hurt pie? You're silly. I also have a little bit of a dungeon rant prepared, so let's see what we can do. We've got two of them here. We have Gathering Shadow and Masquerade. Ah, the Masquerade. Is this one what I think it was? Yes, the test to become a bounty hunter. And this one, where we're fighting the Shadowless Dog. You know what? Let's do this one first. And I actually remember to take care of my inventory and everything between videos, so good for me.
Oh my!
It's you again.
Tee-hee!
Quit that! I still don't know if that's at least closer to the one that disturbs me. I'm not positive if that one is the one that disturbs me. We'll have to wait for the third game.
There you go!
I'll tee-hee you. Shadowless dogs, as the name suggests, they're dogs without shadows. Can do. So we just gotta go beat up some dogs. Got a new keyword. Did she just say something about ducks? Specifically, we're heading to Blowing Sea Sands Hot Wind.
A shadowless dog, huh? Where should we start the search?
Well, let's look around. Well, let's see here. Oh, this, I should say, this is actually one of the new areas introduced in this game. Kind of a weird plateau-ish type area. Real neat looking. We've actually seen these once before, but we saw them at nighttime, and I think it may have been raining, so a little hard to tell what was going on. These areas tend to be very large, so you'll kind of want to bike most everywhere. I've got a lot to talk about, though, so I'm talking about stuff. Let's see, I suppose I can start the rant with what I left off on previously. One of that being the job extension. Oh, we have a job extension. And a number of people have voiced their disapproval over the new design, favoring the previous one. And to them, I say, well, oh well, we're going to be using this one. And we can't go back, so... I have a scythe. The scythe is very good for taking on multiple enemies at once. Especially multiple small-type enemies. Because you can hit the entire area around you. Now we also have the skill trigger. The multi-trigger, I should say. Oh, they both died. Where you'll see Lotus Flower there is blinking. But if we don't choose the weapon we currently have, we choose a different weapon, we're now using that one. The one that's blinking is The one that's blinking is the one that particular enemy is weak to. So you're actually given a very good excuse to constantly switch back and forth between weapons. It adds a lot of variety to the fighting in this game, and I love it to death. And really, any complaint I have with the second game immediately goes away as soon as I remember how much fun fighting is now, since every time I do a Rengeki, I'm using a new weapon. It's glorious. But, consider... Ah, crap. Concerning the new job extension, though, one thing that irritated me a little bit... Can I outrun it? Ah! I can outrun it right up until I run into another one. God dang it, let me get to you! And that one's blinking, weak to scythe. These guys, I don't remember what they're weak to. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Specifically Twin Blade. But this actually struck me as a little bit of a missed opportunity. Something that does sadden me a little bit. That they did in Volume 2 with the job extension was that the job extension, this is your original form. This is way back in, well, kind of original form. This is way back when you were the Terror of Death. This is a big thing to get this form back, especially considering that as long as we have not been this form, we've actually covered a lot of people kind of wondering, well, what happened to the Terror of Death? There's this guy that looks kind of like him, but is using a different weapon and is wearing something different. So what happened to him? And now we have that... Wrong weapon. But we are the Terror of Death again. This is a big thing, especially that this is just an appearance change. I mean, even if you just dumb it down to something like that, it's at least an appearance change. And aside from Syllabus and Gaspard, who were in the party with you when it happened, Gaspard says, "Wow, Haseo, you look cool." Other than that, nobody even takes notice that you are essentially you are the Terror of Death again. This is something they could have done so much with in the story. In fact, it could have been, I'm losing my trail of thought here. I see 3 dogs. Did they have shadows, perhaps?
A monster without a shadow.
Okay, so which one should we defeat? Might as well just get them all.
Sounds like a plan. How about facing the right way? How about facing the one that's right next to you, so. Or don't. I'll go fight that one, I guess. There, fight that one. But one thing that they could have done a bit that I would have liked to see them do more with is, since this is reverting back to when you were the Terror of Death, when you were almost beastly and feral. You were this unlikable, monstrous dude. So I was thinking if they, even the first time I played this game, years ago, the first time I played through this game, I thought that this was a missed opportunity. That if they wanted to do something like Haseo reverting back to who he was before and having a moment of being this, like, monster again, now would be, right now, as soon as he got this job extension, that would have been the perfect time. But sadly, they had the moment beforehand, and now he's grown past that, so by the time you finished the quest and got it...
What? Come back here!
By the time you finished the quest and got it, it almost doesn't even fit Haseo as a character anymore. But that's kind of what I wanted to talk about there. Bit of a missed opportunity there. The fact that nobody even so much as notices that we not only got a job extension, not only got... Wrong target. Not only got a job extension, not only changed our appearances, but also have become the terror of death again, and nobody really noticed. So I think that was kind of a missed opportunity there.
This is a piece of cake.
The personality thing. And that, the multi-trigger's friggin' awesome. I don't know where to go. I think we're supposed to go left, but I'm gonna go down so I can talk about more stuff. Haha! Let's see here, I guess I can... another couple things I wanted to talk about was actually things that the people in the comments have brought up. And, one thing a couple people were mentioning was, for one, that they just really love that, I seem to change my mood alongside the character. When the character is being angry about something, or when Haseo is getting angry about something, I will get angry. When they're being sad and solemn about something, I'll be kind of quiet and sad. It's not that... To be honest, it's not really that I'm even...
This is a piece of cake.
I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't start with that at all. That's not what I'm trying to say. That's not what I'm trying to do! To be honest, it's just that, I want to say it's, good showmanship. Really. I mean, you have to reflect the mood of the game. If you portray a mood that counters the mood of the game, there's a real discontinuity there that, if you can't get along with, doesn't really make, or it doesn't really flow right. I mean, if the game's trying to be very serious, and I try to be very funny, then it's just gonna make the viewer confused. And it's going to seem very awkward, to say the least. I'd say really the only time that could work is if the game is really not the best game in the world. I try to play half-decent games. But things like, if the game was trying to be really, really funny, but to be honest, they were just... If it was honestly trying to be very, very funny, and it was honestly very not funny, it was downright embarrassingly not funny, then sure you can break the mood, because even the viewer is seeing that and kind of going, what? What's going on here? Why? And you can kind of step in after that and say, yeah, that's That's not funny. You can stop anytime now. So, yeah, really, it's just, I guess you could say it's just good showmanship. It's what goes into making the viewers I love that weapon change. I want to change weapons all the time now. I guess that's all I can really say, though, is it's good showmanship. It will make the viewer want to watch more because it will make the viewer more connected to not only what's going on in the game, but also to me. It makes for a solid experience. And it's just the kind of thing that I do because, to be honest, I want to make enjoyable videos that people want to watch. But I'm going to go back here, because there's a pathway that I missed. Let's see here, what else can I talk about? A couple other things that people have talked about in the comments. One of them is a good number of people, actually, were kind of pointing out and pondering why there appeared to be a bit of a plot hole, in that if Haseo soloed to 133 originally, how is it that he did the second job extension, since that one requires a second person? And I just want to say right now, this is actually explained entirely in .hack roots, where the reason he got the job extension wasn't because he did the quest. It's because he did the Forest of Pain. It's when Haseo gained the title Resident of the Forest. He was forced straight to his third job extension at the end of it. So yeah, something else that was explained in Roots that, thankfully I know. Okay, that one was a little awkward. I had to pause and think for a minute. Now I've kind of rambled on long enough here. I suppose I should actually finish this one. Let's see here. Something else a couple people have been saying would be really neat is they wanted to see job extensions for other classes. And that... I can understand if you wanted to see, like, a new outfit for the other classes, but the very nature of the job extension is Adept Rogues only. Just by its very nature, it only works for Adept Rogues. The whole point of a job extension is to unlock a character's other weapons. Haseo is an Adept Rogue. The whole point of an Adept Rogue is that they can equip multiple weapons, and he's charmed, so I'm going to leave him alone and go fight this guy. Yeah, the whole point, though, is that you can unlock the class's other weapons. The Adept Rogue being the only class that can equip multiple weapons. In fact, that's what makes an Adept Rogue, that they have the ability to adapt. It's where the name comes from. So if you gave other classes job extensions, then other classes could equip multiple weapons. And that, if other classes could equip multiple weapons, that would make them Adept Rogues, which then they'd have the job extensions anyway. Bring it on! I suppose as far as a game mechanic goes, though, this is something that was kind of done in .hack Link, the PSP game, the third part of the series. The game has not come out stateside, and I really have no intention of getting the Japanese version of it or modding the game so it has English or whatnot. So, if it, to be honest, it's gotten to the point where if they don't translate it and bring it over, I don't care so much. Yes! So it's something they kind of did there, where everybody you could get in your party could get some kind of extension to get another form. I suppose game mechanics-wise, they could have done something like it in this game, but if they gave the other classes job extensions, they would have had to have been very different from the Adept Rogues.
Damn, not again.
Because really the only thing the Adept Rogue gets out of it is another weapon, so they'd have to give, like, a Blade Brandier a completely different reward for doing it. You couldn't just, like, level him up or anything. You couldn't give him enhanced stats either, because that would kinda... I mean, that'd kinda give him a little bit of an unfair advantage, where really the Adept Rogue is just kinda getting up to par. Unless you make them too weak off the bat. It's a balancing issue. Who am I to talk about this kind of crap? Regardless, I think I'd like to see something a little more... a little more creative than just like, give them more stats. An outfit change. So I'm not gonna say it couldn't be done, but by the very nature of it, they can't. As the game exists now, other classes simply cannot do it. It doesn't make sense. So there's that. And I'm going to avoid battles at this point, because I've been actually drawing this out a lot longer than I need to, just so I can rant about stuff. So, there we go.